Hey, I'm live. Hey, how's it going? First person who joined the live feed. Nice to see you. Doing this to answer any questions about that shampoo bottle, the guitar tutorial that I did, or any other songs, honestly. I am kind of taking requests on what to teach next because I was kind of surprised, but a lot of people wanted to learn that song. So I think at this point, with quarantine and stuff like that, I might end up just doing a tutorial for every single song. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys want to get a tutorial from next? Tommy's Party, a classic. That song's a lot trickier than it sounds, just because it's all in the pentatonic scale and just like, I don't know, a repeating pattern pretty much all the way through. Yeah, I am kind of dressed like Marty McFly. That's a good point, Ethan. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Yeah, definitely another one on the list. 17, man. The lead part for 17. It's just like if you were playing chords down here, but you play them up here. I don't know how many of you would actually be able to make sense of that, but it is pretty simple to me. Okay, Sweet FA. So easy. And I originally wrote that riff as like a hip-hop rap beat that I wanted to rap over, going like... But then Neil brought in that song, and yeah, I don't know, it just kind of fit over. But what that does kind of copy, the Sweet FA riff, is Santeria, the song by Sublime. It's got a solo in it, and I remember learning it when I was like 14. I had this part that went, which was just the coolest thing I had ever played at the time. And then just going half of that and going. So I kind of stole that from Sublime completely. But yeah, Tommy's Party is a fun one too. That when we wrote that one, I remember Neil kind of like bringing us the whole song, and yeah, we just started all jamming it. And the first thing that kind of came to mind was this riff that is pretty easy to do. You kind of start on the 12 and go to the 15, and you just stay there and bend on the 15. I'll do a like proper tutorial of all of these too, but I mean, what better way to fill the time right now than just show you little tricks. What chorus effect do I use? It's really buttery and yummy. That is this MXR analog chorus, and I've got all the settings pretty much in the middle, but I actually don't usually use it. I've got embarrassingly a Line 6 Helix, which is like a multi-effects unit, but honestly, it works really well and is super compact and easy, and you don't have to buy a bunch of pedals to be on it. What else was I going to say? Hey Jess, how's it going? Okay, Black Licorice. Absolutely. I'll just give you a little rundown on the little bends in that song. So this is a old trick that I learned from a Radiohead song, but I'm pretty sure Jimi Hendrix invented, where you play a note on the B string and then you bend into it on the G string. So you're playing it here and you're bending here, and the key here too is get the middle finger behind your ring finger, and that helps the strength of the bend. If you're just going like this, there's not as much strength as when you press with both fingers. So when you put your finger here on the B string and then put it 2 frets up on the G string, you can do this bend and bend the G string note into this note. And then you take that theory to the E string and the B strings, and you have to just put it 3 in front of the E string note. And then the Black Licorice riff just kind of is a bend here on the 14th fret. And then right below it on the B and the G strings. Just doing a bunch of those. Yeah, that's just, honestly, you learn one little simple trick like that and you just do it over and over again, and then you never have to, put anything else into the song. It's already written for you. Private Presley solo. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one to play live still. Just because it is as ridiculous as it is, but it's really fun to play. And again, pentatonic scale, super easy. On pentatonic scale in A, I think actually when we were writing Being So Normal, Neil would bring all these songs in and they'd all be in the key of A, and he wouldn't really know that he was writing songs in the key of A, but I'd just be like, oh dude, I never get to play outside of the F sharp pentatonic because you're always writing songs in A. And he was like, oh really, okay, I'll try to change it up. And then on the new album he wrote a bunch of songs in like E flat, like Shampoo Bottles, and like, I don't know, G sharp, and it's just so much harder to play in those keys. So I really regret saying anything to him, but I kind of made my bed and now I gotta lie in it. Hey Meredith, my sister is online and berating me as always. But the Private Presley solo is F sharp pentatonic, start on the 16th fret of the D string, and it's just over and over. Wow, I actually haven't really realized how much this is just in the pentatonic scale in a long time. But yeah, seriously, if you know the pentatonic scale, or if you don't know the pentatonic scale, just learn it, because it's so versatile and makes it so easy to solo and make it sound better than it actually is. But I don't know. I'm not going to play any of these really slowly and break it down because I feel like that would take a little bit too long. But, yeah, Drop the Guillotine. I keep saying that one. Okay, so all these songs kind of end up coming with stories a little bit, and I don't know why that is, but I remember my guitar teacher, Mark Woodyard, one day playing something that went like, and I just like made him stop what he was playing because I thought that sounded so cool. And it's in the minor scale, but basically if you know how to play guitar and play an A minor down here, very simple chord, and then you slide it all the way up 12 frets, and then you just go from that high E to that high F, and then kind of play the bottom half of an E chord, slide that up to an F, and then play a C chord and a G, pretty much. And then I'm kind of in the next part taking like this part of an E minor, but just these two notes. A big part of guitar playing, for me at least, is like being able to hit every string while you're strumming, and just kind of have all the muted strings that you're muting with this hand as you're playing be kind of percussive. So when you're going, I'm actually hitting everything, but I'm only letting those two ring out, and the rest of it just kind of like adds to the like, I don't know, drama of it. Okay, Hot Knifer. This one needs a capo technically, but this is actually maybe one of my favorite parts I've ever written to date still. And when I say that, I'm talking mostly about just the guitar outro. I don't know if that's what people are talking about on here, but is really fun to play, and it's just kind of playing like a G. But then you start with the open E string. And the nice thing about this G, when you play the third fret of the G string on this, it's a nice little like bluesy note. And yeah, I don't know, I just like that note so much. So really easy to do, but yeah, basically you're just going from the 5th fret and the 3rd fret. This is all relative to the capo. And then you kind of go from the open A string to the C. And I'm kind of like picking this, like I've only got this note and this note really played, and just kind of playing everything in between it, just because it kind of works in a weird way. I haven't played this in a while. So yeah, and then just the last part of that slides up to the D. At our shows most recently, we've been, when we played Hot Knifer, we would have Mikey come on stage and start playing harmonica to it, like get up from behind his drum kit. And Mikey just playing blues harmonica over that part makes it infinitely better. So I hope we'll continue doing that when we play live shows, for sure. Already Aphrodite. Okay, I'll show you one part of Already Aphrodite, just because it's the only part I like that song, but this is the part I like the most. And that's when we come out of the first chorus, we go into this jam. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a really fun little part to play. So what it does is it slides into the B note on the 4th fret of the G string along with the open B string below it. It creates this like really nice, I don't know what the word for that sound is, but you can hear it. And it does it again. And it goes to an A. Back to that E minor. Is a nice twang, but it's just something so like, I don't have any distortion on this right now, but it just feels so badass and bluesy to go. I don't know, it's fun. Tommy's Party, hey? I feel like that's one for like an actual tutorial video, just because it would take so long to do. But I mean, okay, so the original idea behind doing this video was to see if anybody had questions about shampoo bottles, but now I'm kind of realizing this is a tough format to get questions and answer them all in. Oh, Psychics in LA. Okay, there's a YouTube video of us playing this song Psychics in LA that we were super stoked on. Didn't end up making the record, but it will definitely be on the next record, because I've gotten a lot of people give a shit for not putting it on this one. But that's a really fun riff too. Can't even really play it anymore though. Okay, Techno Show. Yeah. Fine, I'll do Techno Show. The chorus of Techno Show or the verse of Techno Show? No answer? Okay. Yeah, so Techno Show. Again, super easy trick that I use a lot. But E chord down here, bring it all the way up here, and you got the techno show part of Neil's part, but then it goes. This is all going really fast, but remember that pentatonic thing I was talking about just a second ago? Same deal, just the C sharp pentatonic, which is relative to E major, and just going back and forth on that. Yeah, I'll do a proper lesson on that one for sure. But I mean, that's how you play it if you're able to pick any of that up. How's everyone's quarantine going, man? I didn't leave the house once today. I still need to get some fresh air, but it's rainy in Vancouver, so there's really no point to being outside. Also, you're not supposed to be outside, so just be setting a good example by doing that. A lot of people with long comments here about dreams they had about us. Is Chris left-handed? No, my camera's just backwards. I am not left-handed. And no, that's not a White Claw. This is Strange Fellows, which is a local brewery in Vancouver. Shout out Strange Fellows. Not me. Man, I'm just gonna end up playing every song if I stick around and do this for long enough. Just trying to think of what the good songs are to play on guitar. Gosh. Okay, one that I do really like is Being So Normal, and again, pentatonic scale, but hey, I do it because it works. That one's in the F sharp pentatonic, which is relative to A again. Yeah, I still am super stoked on that part, and every time we play it live, it's one of those songs that doesn't really get old, just because that chorus part is so fun. Thanks, Fletcher. Can I jump off an amp, please? Not in this room. The ceiling's super low. This is actually, this is some weird murder room that came with the house I live in. And when I got it, all the walls were carpeted, and there was like these double doors, and so it worked really well as like a little gym space inside the house, but it would also work really well to murder people in, because you can't really hear anything that's going on inside this room. It's kind of freaky. Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. A classic. Not very interesting, though. Just good. Do we plan on coming to Brazil? Yeah, at one point. Can I sing? No, not really. Play Smoke on the Water. Hell yeah. I can do that one. See School of Rock, where Jack Black is teaching the kid Zach to play that song. That's why I learned to play guitar, because I thought that was just the coolest scene ever. Play Rush. I can't play Rush. I'm not that good. Chagu's Side Turn. Man, I feel like I'm giving away all my secrets here. Just realizing how much of this is just pentatonic scale, but... let's see you play the chorus of that song. Again, really easy. It's just like about that picking. If you can do it. Just practice that because that's a really fun little move. What's the story on Chagu's Side Turn? Can't figure out what it's about really. That is a song about this guy in Indonesia who lived on an island, on one of the Gili Islands, and he liked to smoke crystal meth a lot, and Neil met him and just thought he was very funny and wrote a song about him. Okay, one thing I will teach you, this is kind of dorky, but I've looked up our page on ultimateguitar.com before because there's nothing more satisfying than realizing people have, tabbed out our songs and stuff like that. And I don't think there's like a correct tab for the chords for Tommy's Party, even though it's a pretty simple part, but for Neil's part, I mean. But it starts really simply on the G. And then the next chord is this like C sharp chord that I can't tell you the name of. Learned it from a Mac DeMarco song. But basically it's like 4 on the A string, 5 on the D string, 4 on the G string, 5 on the B string. And then you move your index finger just down 1 for the next chord. And then a B7. And then a D7. I just think that second chord kind of ends up throwing people off, but honestly, one of the best things like for writing is just learning other covers, because I remember we were learning how to play Freaking Out the Neighborhood by Mac DeMarco, and he's got a lot of cool little chord changes and stuff, but yeah, that song starts, sorry, mama, and from that Neil just did those 2 chords the exact same and wrote Tommy's Party kind of like based off the first 2 chords of that song. So shout out Mac DeMarco. I got kissed on the lips by him once, which was definitely the highlight of my life. We were at a music festival and he I don't know, he had just finished performing and we were like driving away and we saw him. We're like, oh, you should say what's up. And so I like stopped the van. I was like, Mac, I just wanted to say that was a great set. And he walked up to me really slowly and then just looked me in the eyes and was like, hey, I'm not your witness, I'm your butterfly. And then he grabbed my face and he kissed me really passionately. And yeah, it was, I haven't brushed my teeth since. It was amazing. Mac DeMarco does kiss nice, yeah. It was at Tropicalia. Yeah, it was. We were playing and he was playing and he was wearing like, Mac also kissed my brother. Yeah, I think he does this to a lot of people. I don't know if I should feel super special. Play Baby Shark. Man, I don't know Baby Shark. I wish I did. Do you think Mac... What did... Hey, Dwight. I think I'm running out of songs to play here, guys. Fave song, Peach Pit. One of the new ones I really like is called Thursday. That was stuck in my head all day today, and I'm really excited to put that one out. Even though my sister, who's in this chat right now, didn't even like it. Yeah, that's definitely a favorite. Figure 8 is another song on the new record that's a favorite. Brian's a Movie. Okay, someone wants me to play Wonderball really bad. But I've just known how to play that song since I was a kid. you get. Yeah, I'm stoked for the new record. It's coming out so soon now, and it's looking way different than it was gonna look with the release plan and stuff like that because of COVID, obviously. But at least the record's coming out. Nothing you can do to stop it now. Figure 8, yeah, Jess. Yeah, Figure 8. I can kind of mess around with that one for you. Kind of sounds something like this. Doesn't really sound like that, but that's the jam that I wrote that I then kind of based it off of. Yeah, and that's what I was kind of playing in that video, correct. There's this other one called Second Life with Emily on the record that I'm pretty stoked on. And the original riff for it kind of went like this. It got changed a bit, but I still kind of like the original kind of idea that I had for it. Yeah, I'm stoked on that one. Yeah, I do use a Line 6 multi-effects board. You're correct. And a mini wah pedal. Yeah, Kylie. Nailed it. Play Karma Police. I don't know that one. What was the title on that last one? It was called Second Life with Emily, which is admittedly a pretty weird title, but yeah, it's like in the middle of the record. Record's 12 songs, so it's pretty long. I can't remember a single other riff off of it right now. Oh, actually, one that I really like is this song Camilla, and the other guys like it too, but it's a favorite of mine, and they won't admit that it's a favorite of theirs, but I kind of like the chorus riff. Yeah, that one's sweet. Sweet FA solo? Okay. I'll do that one. That is just all about hammer-ons, and again, it's in the C-sharp pentatonic.